Welcome to this special split edition of WVUA News at 10. I'm Daniel Sparkman. Tamika Alexander live, as you can see, from Forest Lake tonight, the heart of Tuscaloosa's tornado zone. Tamika, things look a lot different now than they were 2 years ago.
That's right, Daniel, and good evening to you. We are here at the Who's Q restaurant, which is located here along the 15th Street area. It's a newly built restaurant that will soon be opening its doors here to people along the 15th Street area. We'll have a little bit more on this restaurant in just a moment, but first we're going to take a look back at the aftermath of the April 27 tornado here in this area. Just after 5 p.m. on Wednesday, April 27, 2011, an EF4 tornado tore through the Forest Lake neighborhood of Tuscaloosa. It destroyed many of the houses in the area and damaged others. It also destroyed Central Church of Christ and heavily damaged University Place Elementary School. Some of the buildings damaged or destroyed include many businesses along the 15th Street area. Now today on 15th Street, some businesses are reopened like Taco Casa, Express Oil Change, and Schlossky's Deli, while others are still in construction. The emergency care building still looks like it did after the tornado hit 2 years ago, and some areas are still nothing but the original foundations left behind following the tornado. Now, as we just said, the Express Oil Change is back open to business here on 15th Street, but it's been a bumpy road to recovery for Express Oil Change, and WVUA's Travis Leader joins us now with more on that story. Travis?
Thanks, Tamika. I spent part of the day with the owner, manager, and employees of the Express Oil Change here on 15th Street in Tuscaloosa. And while they say business is not what it once was before the April 27 tornado, their strong bonds and resilient mindsets have them believing that everything will eventually return to normalcy.
It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. One minute, everything's going along great. Everybody's making a comfortable living. You know, we're all raising kids. Everything's great. And then it's all wiped out and gone.
And every single employee stuck around to work in the brand new facility. And Express Oil Change store owner John Carney wouldn't have it otherwise.
While we were out, the shortest term employee that I had prior to the storm was 2 years, and I had people that had been here as long as 14. So, you know, you're only as good as the people that you hire.
Having the same group back for the grand opening helped smooth the transition.
It was like a homecoming. It just, when we opened back up, it was like we never closed.
But one problem remains. The business is only making 85% of the money it was before, which could be because newer students couldn't choose Express for their auto services.
We have to realize we lost 2 classes of kids, and habits change. And when we're not here, I think there's an adjustment period.
But everyone is confident as time goes by, the finances will straighten itself out.
As it comes back and as people, you know, cycle through getting their car serviced, things such as that, I think it'll be fine.
Now, Sanders says the outpouring of support from local residents has been immense ever since the tornado. He says that still to this day, handfuls of customers still welcome them back when they get their oil changed. Tamika?
All right, thanks, Travis. Tuscaloosa city officials say great strides are being made rebuilding the city after the April 27 tornado. Now, a groundbreaking ceremony was held for the Richard S. Curry Environmental Services building today. Now, the building was at the beginning of the tornado's path and was heavily damaged in the tornado. WVUA reporter Marilyn Vaughn attended the ceremony and heard from city leaders about the new building's features and the timeline for recovery for the city of Tuscaloosa.
We're going to have a brand new administrative building and probably, I like to think, one of the nicest municipal recycling plants in the state.
Director of Environmental Services Shane Doherty says the Environmental Services building will come back bigger and better after the April 27, 2011 tornado.
It's going to be bigger as far as the recycling plant part of it. We'll have one baler in there that will be able to handle all of the curbside recycling and drop-offs. All the material, will be able to process it within this one building.
Many city officials were on hand for the groundbreaking.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox says the city's shift to universal recycling has many benefits.
We made a choice to go to full universal recycling, which does two things. Number one, obviously, it's good for the environment. It means less landfill cost. Number two, we think economically for the city, it will save taxpayers millions in the years to come.
Mr. Doherty says construction should be complete for the Environmental Services facility by January 2014. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Marilyn Vaughn, WVUA News.
Now, Mayor Maddox says he will make a recommendation tomorrow to the City Council on how to spend the $48 million received for tornado recovery. Now, the city is planning all kinds of activities all week to commemorate 2 years since the April 27 tornado. Tomorrow, listening to the storm. An oral history opens at the Transportation Museum. On Wednesday, the Alberta Garden dedication. Thursday, the East Police Precinct open house, and Friday, Alagasco Lighting the Way dedication. The location and times are there on your screen. Now, it's a much different story out here tonight. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now. And Richard, some nice weather conditions out here tonight. Even though I have on my jacket, it's rather nice out here tonight.
Yeah, to make a good Monday evening to you, not that bad at all. Mid-60s locally in Tuscaloosa as well as Birmingham, so we're all still mild this evening. Now, it does get cooler tonight. I think many of us going to drop down to those low 50s, upper 40s, some scattered pockets. Notice no cloud cover across the southeast. We are cloud-free and rain-free, so no rain to talk about next 24 hours. Some changes are going to be likely, though, as going to the daytime hours on Wednesday. Meanwhile, tomorrow looking nice, 70 as early as lunch, upper 70s to around 80 by 4 o'clock. We'll talk more about your forecast, plus we'll look at that weekend outlook. Weather is straight ahead, so stick around.
Thanks, Richard. Now an update on the investigation into the Boston Marathon bombing. The surviving suspect has been officially charged in connection with that attack. U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder says Dzhokhar Tsarnaev has been charged with conspiring to use a weapon of mass destruction against persons and property, resulting in death. The charge does carry the possibility of the death penalty. Officials say he and his older brother set off two explosions at last Monday's Boston Marathon. 3 people died and more than 180 were injured. 121 runners put on their tennis shoes and headed to Wagner's Run Walk and signed up for a free run, a run to give back to Boston. Turning now, today marks 1 week since that bombing in Boston, and here in Tuscaloosa, runners honored those who have been touched by the Boston bombings. WVUA's Molly Mitchell was at today's event, and she joins us now. And Molly, you know, it only happened a week ago, so it was a pretty quick turnaround on that event.
That's right, Daniel, it was. The run was put together in only a matter of days, and through social media, word spread like wildfire. Over, like you said, 121 runners were in attendance today, and they gathered from Tuscaloosa to Huntsville and to support the runners in Boston.
121 runners put on their tennis shoes and headed to Wagner's Run Walk and signed up for a free run. A run to give back to Boston.
At Boston, they don't need our money, they don't need a blood drive, they need support more than anything. And everyone's seen all the tragedy on television, but us runners, it hit us very, very close to home.
The Boston Marathon holds a special place in runners' hearts.
You couldn't make it to the Olympics, you may not be talented enough, but if you trained hard enough and you were diligent enough, you could qualify for Boston.
I can't describe how much work you have to do to get there, how many miles you have to put in, how much training you have to do, how much time away from family.
The runners who made their way out to Midtown tonight varied in all ages, but they knew why they were here.
I want to honor the people who died in Boston. We want them to be honored and know that we are with them. I feel good that I'm helping those people.
I guess it just makes us all want to just say, you know what, we're going to keep running. We're going to run for not just the people of Boston, but everybody that's been affected by this.
If we quit doing what runners do, have goals and dreams and aspirations and work for them, then the bad guys win, and the bad guys just cannot win. And this is to show that we're not going anywhere. We're going to do what we've always done, and we'll continue to do what we've always done.
The event raised $500, and if you would like to contribute, you can head to Wagner's in Midtown. You can pick up these shirts that they're selling. It says, Alabama, we stand with Boston. Daniel?
Thanks, Molly. Today, the Tuscaloosa area welcomed a new restaurant to the McFarland Mall. Cheddar's Casual Cafe opened its doors this afternoon, and the restaurant has received a big deal of traffic already. Cheddar's was founded on the simple idea of serving quality food fresh from scratch. Zagat, Consumer Reports, and A Nation's Restaurant News repeatedly ranked the chain #1 for customer experience, value, and atmosphere. According to Regional Vice President Shannon McNeil, Cheddar's is happy to be in Tuscaloosa and offer a unique dining experience to its customers.
We're very excited about being in Tuscaloosa. We're so excited about offering 175 jobs to Tuscaloosa. It's a prideful town, and we're glad to be able to offer handmade, scratch quality food. We make our food for almost everything in the building from scratch, so we're really excited about that.
From homemade spinach dip to onion rings, McNeil says that Cheddar's offers all their quality menu items for a very reasonable price. Well, today the city of Tuscaloosa celebrated its sister city and Earth Day at Narashino Grove in downtown Tuscaloosa. The Tuscaloosa Sister Cities International organization took part in a spring greening cleanup at the Narashino Grove. They also dedicated cherry trees on Tuscaloosa's riverfront to honor 3 charter members of the Tuscaloosa Cities International organization. Area students also chipped in to volunteer to help out the cleanup at Narashino Grove and the dedication of those riverfront trees.